Hello lords and ladies, I'm RoboCharged, and welcome to Foundation 1.0. This gem of a medieval city builder had been in early access for some time, resulting in quite the feature-rich and in-depth game. So today I'm here with a brief beginner's guide video featuring a bunch of tips and tricks, so let's jump right into it. First, let's quickly go over a few handy UI tips that aren't shown in the game's tutorial. Holding Control and the middle mouse button at the same time will allow you to pan around with the camera by moving your mouse. This periscope in the top left is a visibility icon, which is useful for finding out things like what areas of your village are considered fortified areas, for instance. It will also allow you to toggle all these little indicators on or off. Down here on the bottom left, you can cycle between day, dusk, or nighttime, and also toggle on or off rainy weather. And hitting Control plus the U key can be used to turn the UI on or off as well. Clicking on the coin icon will bring up a shortcut to your task screen. Clicking on a resource will fast track you to the resource page in the Royal Book, while also highlighting the one you clicked on. The star next to it will favorite it, meaning it will appear on the upper part of the UI screen for you to more easily keep an eye on. You can favorite as many or as few as you like. Additionally, you can even track a resource to see its production chain at a glance, showing where it is being gathered or produced, stored, and distributed. You can toggle immigration on or off by clicking on this plus sign and left-clicking on the button. And clicking here will quickly bring your camera to focus on your village center. You can follow a villager or view their home and workplace.
No, it's not creepy at all
by clicking on them in-game, or from the villager's page in the Royal Book. To open that page quickly, just click on any of these three icons. Here you'll see their happiness levels and the problems they may be having in order to try and remedy the situation. And clicking over any part of the progression UI will bring up the progression unlock screen as well. One last thing I want to note, just in case anyone isn't aware of it. You can change your title as you upgrade from Pioneer to Lord by opening the Royal Book and clicking on it. Alright, next up are some useful building tips that are good to know. Before anything, it's important to choose your starting location and place your village center wisely, as you can't move your village center after, like with other buildings. You can hold the Alt key and move the mouse to rotate a building before placing it, or place it down, and then drag or rotate it where you want by clicking and holding in the middle of it. The white arrows show enter and exit points that villagers need access to, so be sure not to place them in a way that will block those off. You can also prioritize a building's construction by checking this little button. You can rename buildings and even villagers by clicking on the quill. This can be useful if you want to, say, label a warehouse by resource, or maybe include a villager's job title in their name, for instance.
Changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
You can move buildings by using the Edit Hammer button, but just like all building edits, it will cost a little coin each time, however, and need to partially be rebuilt at the new location. And double-clicking on a monument building with multiple connected parts will select them all and allow you to move it as one. When building monuments, you can use the Add Sub-Building button and manage them with this menu. What this does is include multiple buildings into one big project instead of making them separately, which is handy if you want to have them all connected. This can be especially useful for monasteries and castles, as they can get quite elaborate with their many different building possibilities. Some of the sub-buildings can be repurposed, meaning you are free to switch around their functionality after, if you wish. Also, you can choose among a small assortment of colors for the roofs of many of these buildings, by clicking on a section and then selecting the paintbrush followed by a color. The paintbrush for zoning can be changed from a circle to a square, either here at the bottom or here on the side menu, and made bigger or smaller by holding Control and scrolling the mouse wheel. When building a fence or wall, use either of these buttons to alternate between having sharp or rounded corners. And holding Shift while placing an object will quickly let you place the same object multiple times, and without having to keep resetting the rotation. And when placing decorations, Houses within its beautification area range will glow green to show that they are positively affected by placing the item there. And finally, here are a few helpful early game economy management tips. Getting your settlement up and running can be a challenge early on if you struggle to maintain enough coin to get by. So here are some ways to ensure you have enough to get through the initial growth stages in the beginning. The first thing it's important to keep in mind is to not attempt to grow too fast. Don't build too many buildings too soon, as each one has monthly maintenance costs, and unlocking additional buildings costs coin as well. So only build what you need, as you need it. Also, buying too much additional territory can really hurt you at first as well, since they not only cost coin, but also bring an added monthly expense. Place warehouses and granaries near resource gathering places, and eventually unlock storage improvement to add more storage space to each building through extensions. Resources are gathered and produced, then stored, and then used or traded. So for example, having a warehouse next to a woodcutter's camp and sawmill to store wood and planks, or having a granary near a gathering hut and fisher's hut to store berries and fish, will help those production chains run more efficiently. Painting residential areas fairly close to all workplaces to allow for villagers to live nearby is key as well. When it comes to trading, once you have the first trade route established with Northbury, look to invest in something that will help you in the short term, providing more profit on top of just selling planks for 1 coin each. Out of the resources they are looking to buy from you, only polished stone and meat are ones that you are able to acquire initially. They can both be sold for 3 coins each. So which one is best? Well, to produce polished stone, you need to unlock the stonemason hut for 50 coins. Building it comes with an upfront cost of 25 additional coins and a monthly maintenance cost of 8. And it will require 1 worker who will produce 1 polished stone for every 1 stone. To produce meat, you will need to unlock butchering, which will also cost 50 coins. You'll then have 2 buildings to build, namely the Hunter's Lodge and the Butchery. They cost a combined total of just 20 coins up front, and only 2 coins monthly for maintenance. Additionally, the butchery produces 5 meat for every 1 boar, and you can assign 2 workers to each building for a total of 4 workers. So butchering is definitely the most profitable way to go. Meat not only costs less to produce, but is faster to produce, and it also has the added bonus of being considered a refined food, which will improve villager happiness. Ultimately, I would still recommend quickly unlocking the stonemason hut as well though. Just if you need to, wait to add it a short time later. Selling meat and polished stone for 3 coin each, on top of the income from planks, will certainly give your budget a welcome boost in the early going. Once you've unlocked and built the manor house, the Great Hall can be useful when in a financial pinch. It allows you to demand a levy of coin from your villagers. Use it sparingly, however, as it is only possible once every 7 days, and comes with a hit to your villager happiness. And later when it comes to adding a treasury, keep in mind that the bigger you build it, the more coins it'll be able to hold. However, the bigger you make buildings, the more materials they require. You can always expand it later, or build another, but making it a little on the bigger side to start with will prevent the need to add to it right away. Also, build a church in order to improve villager happiness, since the happier villagers are, the more you can tax them. And lastly, accept quests from visiting messengers coming to your village. They result in extra coin and other valuable rewards, while being often fairly easy to complete. If asked for a resource such as wood, just make sure to go to your resource page and check stockpile next to it to ensure you can build up enough of it in time to deliver as promised. Well, that about wraps up all I can think to offer up for now. Hopefully this can be helpful for anyone starting out. If you have any questions or any other useful tips to add, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your villages.